Atrial fibrillation is when your heart beats irregularly and it won't go back to a normal rhythm. It will eventually go back to a normal rhythm, but when you're in AFib, as it's called, atrial fibrillation or AFib, it feels like it's never going to convert back. You can't even imagine how it's possible for your heart to convert back to natural rhythm. I'm 46 years old, and my first bout of AFib was when I was about 25, 26 years old, so about 20 years ago. And I woke up one morning after having had some people over the night before and doing a little bit of drinking. I woke up the next morning and my heart wasn't beating correctly, and I noticed this, and so I went to the emergency room and they told me I had AFib, and my blood pressure was extremely low, which it usually is anyway, but it was even lower than normal, and I was converted back to sinus rhythm with the drug called Cardizem. Now, this happened multiple times over the years, and I went to cardiologists and had EEGs and EKGs, of course, everything. My heart was looked at, and they couldn't find anything medically wrong with my heart. So this is more of a heart sensitivity and issues with the heart chakra, or the gyrating energy center in the subtle body that is helping to control the way that the heart beats. Some people just have sensitive hearts. There's nothing medically wrong with them, but for one reason or another, you have a sensitive heart. So I have some advice that I'd like to give after 20 years of having experienced AFib several times. I've made some discoveries, and I'd like to share them because when I didn't know, it cost me. It cost me money. It cost me going into debt to hospitals because of the extravagant service fees at ERs and in hospitals. And it cost me having chemical drugs put into my body to convert my heart back when I could have done it myself, except that the doctors are not going to tell you how. I saw multiple doctors for AFib over the years, and not one of them ever told me anything about natural conversion, and that's what I want to help with today by making this video, is to talk about natural conversion from atrial fibrillation back to sinus rhythm. So first of all, lifestyle. You have to control what you're drinking, how much you're smoking, even if it's cigarettes or if it's marijuana. You have to control how much you're eating and drinking, how much you're smoking. Alcohol and smoking, whatever it is, can stimulate and irritate the heart and can cause atrial fibrillation if done to excess. Filling your stomach up too full with food can put pressure on a sensitive heart, causing it to lose its normal rhythm. So there's all kinds of reasons. Stress, anxiety, the fight or flight reaction can cause a sensitive heart to go out of rhythm. So how do we deal with this? Because it can be very scary. AFib feels scary. It feels wrong, and you can't go on with your life until you convert back to sinus rhythm. So when you start to feel AFib coming on, you notice the heart palpitations. The first thing that you have to do immediately is lay down flat on your back with your legs up on a wall, 90 degrees. Lay down flat on your back, put your legs up on a wall, let them rest on the wall. Put your arms straight up so that your arms are over the heart, the legs are over the heart, and the blood flow from the arms is just flowing down into the heart. The blood flow from the legs is just flowing into the heart, and the heart just gets to lay there and relax. And this can often convert the heart back to sinus rhythm. Laying flat, inverting the legs, inverting the arms, taking some deep breaths, and doing some serious relaxing. So that's number one, the inversion of the body, laying flat on the back. And that's important for you to do every single day, whether you are having AFib actively or not. The heart needs that rest, especially sensitive hearts. The next thing that you can do is sneeze. So something happens between the brain and the heart when a sneeze is coming on, and you take notice of it next time you sneeze. When you're going through that process of working up to the sneeze as it's coming on, there's this direct communication happening between the brain and the heart that is affected as the sneeze is coming on. So you can induce a sneeze on your own by taking a wet Q-tip and sticking it up your nose and kind of stimulating that gland up there that causes us to sneeze and producing your own sneeze. Now, the heart might convert back immediately after the sneeze, or it may take 15 or 20 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes for the heart to react to the sneeze. It seems weird, but it works. And there's an interruption between the heart and the brain current that is normally, running the normal sinus rhythm of the heart, that's sort of interrupted during the sneeze, and it can just cause the heart to spontaneously go back to sinus rhythm. So that's a really good thing. Dipping your arms in cold water is another thing that I found online, although I haven't tried that one. I can see where it would work, or even just submerging your body in either cold or hot water, and your body gets that rush that you feel. That rush also can interrupt the communication between the heart and the brain that is kind of gone wanky during your AFib. It can't quite regain its natural rhythm. That rush can interrupt it and spontaneously convert the heart back to sinus rhythm. So honestly, that's about it. Lifestyle regulation, number one. You can't overeat. You can't overdrink. You can't oversmoke. You also can't throw up. So preventing yourself from throwing up is a really, really important thing. Know what you're eating. Don't take too many risks dietarily if you have a tendency toward AFib, because throwing up can actually throw your heart into AFib, and this is a proven fact for me. I absolutely cannot throw up. If I throw up, I will be in AFib. Now, that's not the way that it used to be when I was younger, but for some reason, now, that's what happens. Whether I've been drinking or not, anything, if I throw up for any reason, I will be in AFib. So lifestyle regulation is number one. Number two is inversion of the body. Immediately when you have heart palpitations, or if you're actively in AFib, and every day, even when you're not in AFib, your heart needs that rest. So that's really important. And sneezing. You can use a sneeze to break that connection that's gone haywire between the heart and the brain and convert the heart back. So that's about it. We just have to be very careful with ourselves and always remember that self-care is number one. And if you are a sensitive person that has AFib for no medical reason, respect yourself and respect your sensitivities and create a life around you that will protect you from going into AFib. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you listening, and I hope that this helped. Take care.